Hello everyone. In this video tutorial, I am going to explain how to calculate shear force diagram or the bending moment diagram for the simply supported beam shown in the figure. So in this particular beam, we have one UVL in between A and B. The value at A is 0 and value at B is 40 kilonewton per meter. And we have one point load, that is 80 kilonewton at C. The first step, we have to calculate a support reaction. So I will take step number 1. I am going to calculate support reaction for this particular system. So we are going to take equilibrium condition. So I will take summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. So for that reaction at A, I will take RA, and reaction at D, I will take RD. So RA is acting upward. From the left side I am going to start RA. Then we have that triangular load, that is 40 kilonewton. So if I want to convert that into point load, it is nothing but area of that particular triangle. It is going to act downward. I will take minus half into base is 3 meter, then height of that particular triangle, that is 40 kilonewton per meter. Then we have 80 kilonewton load, that is acting downward, minus 80. Then we have last reaction, that is RD, which is acting upward, plus RD is equal to 0. Therefore RA plus RD is equal to, if I do the calculation, I am going to get 140 kilonewton. The second equilibrium condition I am going to apply, that is summation of moment about any point on the system which is in equilibrium should be is equal to 0. In this case I am going to take summation of moment about A is equal to 0. If I am taking a moment about A, then the triangular load which is going to rotate the point A, then 80 kilonewton which is also going to rotate the point A, then RD reaction at D is also going to rotate the point A, but RA which is acting exactly on A, there is no contribution from that particular reaction. So if I convert that triangular load into point load, it is going to act somewhere here. From A, it is going to act at a distance of 2/3 of 3 meter. So if I have one triangle like this, so if this is 90 degree, then the centroid is at a distance of, suppose this is the base, that is L. From this right angle it is at a distance of 1/3 of L. From the other side it is 2/3 of L. So in this case first RA, so which is not contributing. Now if I take that triangular load, if I apply about A, which is going to rotate point A in clockwise direction. So first I will find the intensity of that load, that is half into base is 3 meter, then height of the triangle is 40. It is going to rotate clockwise, therefore positive, into 2/3 of base is 3 meter, that is the distance. Then we have point load, that is 80 kilonewton. If I apply about A, it is going to rotate again in clockwise direction, that is 80 into distance is 3 meter plus 1.5 meter, total it is 4.5 meter. Then RD, if I apply about A, which is going to rotate point A in anti-clockwise direction, therefore minus RD into the distance is 3 meter plus 1.5 meter plus 1.5 meter, total 6 meter, which is equal to 0. Therefore if I simplify this, I am going to get RD is equal to 80 kilonewton. Then if I substitute in equation 1, I will take this as equation 1. So from the equation 1 we are going to get RA is equal to 140 minus 80, 60 kilo Newton. So step number 2, I am going to calculate shear force. So I will take step 2. shear force calculation. So first I'm going to start from the left support. So I will take shear force just left of A. So shear force is nothing but summation of all the vertical forces. Here that is shear force at just left to the A. If I consider left of that particular section, there is no forces, so I can take it as 0. So after that I am going to consider shear force at right of A. So if I consider one section just to the right of A, as I said, it is a summation of all the forces. So if I consider one section somewhere here, then if I do the summation on left of that particular section, we have RA. At the left of the section, upward forces are positive, downward forces are negative. Therefore we have plus RA. Therefore RA is nothing but 60 kilonewton. Then I am going to consider shear force at left of B. If I consider one section somewhere here just to the left of B, so summation of all the forces just to the left of B, so we have RA is acting upward, positive, then whatever the triangular load that is acting downward, therefore minus half into base of that triangle is 3 meter into height of the triangle is 4 meter. So RA I can substitute it as 60. So I will substitute the value 60. So if you do the calculation, we will get left of B is equal to 0. Then a shear force at right of B. So again, if I consider one section at the right of B, if I consider one section here, so again forces are RA is acting upward, 60 minus half into base into 40 is equal to 0. So next I am going to consider shear force at left of C. If I consider one section just to the left of C, if I do the summation of all the vertical forces, again 60 is acting upward minus half into 3 into 4 is 40 is acting downward, then there is no forces in between B and C. Again we are going to get it as 0. Then finally if I take shear force at right of C, so if I take one section somewhere here just to the right of C, if I consider left portion of that particular section, so RA is acting upward, I will take it as positive, minus half into 3 into 40. So left of that particular section 80 kilonewton which is acting downward. Therefore minus 80 is equal to, so if I do the summation, we will get minus 8. So therefore shear force at right of C is minus 8. Then I will come to the point D. Shear force at left of D. I will consider one section here. Either I can consider left of this particular section or right of this particular section. So I am convenient with the left. So if you are going for the right, summation of the forces, that is RD, only it is acting upward. So on the right of the section, if I am considering right of that particular section, upward forces are negative, downward forces are positive. So directly I can take RD, my upward it is acting, since it is right side, upward is negative, therefore it is minus 80. So if you are confused with the right side, if you are going for only left side, so again in between CD there is nothing is going to act. So whatever we got at C, that is minus 80, will be the answer. Then last one, shear force at right of D. So if I consider one section somewhere here, so in the previous case we got minus 80. So after that what is going to act? RD is going to act upward. So minus 80 plus 80 will be is equal to 0. So this is the thing what we have to do. So if you consider left side, that is 60 half into 3 into 40 minus 80, which is acting downward, that is point load, plus RD. RD is 80, therefore this will be 0. So in the previous case also, left of D also, if I consider left side, 60 minus half into 3 into 40 minus 80 will get minus 8. So I got all the answers. I am going to draw the shear force diagram now. So I will take that particular beam. So at left of A we got 0. This is point A, B, C and D. We got 0. Then right of A we got 60 kilonewton. I am going to draw here 60 kilonewton. Then at left of B we got 0. I'll take 0. At right of B again we got 0. Then left of C we got 0. Then right of C we got minus 80. Then this value is minus 80. Then left of D we got minus 80. Then right of D we got 0. So I have to join these points. For UVL, this is parabola. So this is positive. This is negative. This is the shear force diagram for this particular problem. Then I am going to calculate bending moment diagram. So I will take here calculation of bending moment. Step number 3, calculation of bending moment. Bending moment at A, for simply supported beam, directly I can take bending moment at support is equal to 0. So then after that, bending moment at B. So if I consider moment at B, I am going to consider left portion of B. If I apply RA about B, it is going to rotate in clockwise direction. Therefore, plus RA value is 60 into distance from B, that is 3 meter. So UVL, if I convert that into point load, that will be half into base is a 3 meter, height is 40. That is going to act somewhere here, which is acting downward at a distance of 1/3 of the base. So 1/3 of base is 3 meter. So it is going to rotate B in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore that value I am going to take it as negative. So these are the two things which is going to rotate point B. Therefore bending moment at B we are going to get 180 minus 60 will get 120 kilonewton meter. So now I am going to consider bending moment at C. Since I am comfortable on the left side of that particular section, so all the moment I am going to consider left side. So RA from C, RA value I am going to take. RA we got 60 into about C. If I apply RA, it is going to rotate in clockwise direction, therefore I taken plus 60 into distance is a 3 plus 1.5 meter, therefore 4.5 meter. Then UVL, if I convert that into point load, it is going to act somewhere here. So that value is half into 3 into 40. So if I apply about C, it is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction, therefore minus into distance is, that is 1.5 meter plus 1/3 of 3. 1.5 meter plus 1/3 of 3. So therefore I am calculating about C. 80 is acting exactly on C. There is no moment from 80. Therefore again we are going to get 120 kilonewton meter. So plus value we are going to get. So again at D, shear force, bending moment at D is equal to 0, since bending moment at simply support should be is equal to 0. So this is the bending moment calculation. So now I can draw the bending moment diagram. So at point A we got 0 since it is simply support. At point B we got 120 plus 120. Then at point C we got again 120. Then at point D we got a 0. A, B, C and D. So from A to B, since it is uvial, we have to draw it as cubic parabola. I will draw like this. So in the derivation you might have seen it is cubic parabola. Then from here to here straight, then slope. So positive values, then this is the bending moment diagram. So this value is, this slope is cubic parabola, this is parabola. Since it was in ax cube format, that is cubic parabola, ax square is the parabola.